Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another comic book review. And today we're going to take a look at Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha. This is really number 0, but for some reason they're calling it Alpha. And decided to check this out because I heard the news that they're going to do a 34-issue Star Wars mini event. Well, it's not a mini event, large event that's going to span from now until October. It's going to go on for 6 months. And we'll start with that actually in the back. So here's all the books that are going to be involved, and in May you have the prelude to what's going on, and it's going to tie in every main Star Wars book that they have, plus a bunch of one-shots. So it begins with Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha, then Star Wars number 3, Bounty Hunters number 2, Darth Vader number 2, and Dr. Aphra number 10. And the Darth Vader book is actually okay. I've enjoyed it for what it's worth. And really, since Disney took over doing the comic books for Star Wars, took over from Dark Horse, the Darth Vader books have always been pretty solid. The Star Wars books have been decent. They're not great, but they're above average. And the Darth Vader book is definitely solid. And you have all this. Essentially, one of those 4 books every month, plus a War of the Bounty Hunters. They're doing 5 of them. And then you're going to get a bunch of one-shots. A Jabba the Hutt number 1, 4-LOM and Zuckuss number 1, Boushh number 1, and IG-88 number 1, and then 5 War of the Bounty Hunters. And then they sort of sucker you in, right? Because you got Charles Soule writing it, who's writing the main Star Wars book. And then this is drawn by Steve McNiven, who's also doing the cover. And he's going to do the covers for all the War of the Bounty Hunters, covered by Steve McNiven. However, the main artwork is going to be by Luke Ross. Well, I don't know who that is, so I would assume he's a lesser quality artist than McNiven. So they sucker you in with this first issue having pretty solid artwork. And, it's not terrible, but, for 34 issues, and the issues are $4 to $5 an issue, it's a lot of money. You just wait for the trade or read a scan or just read the Dark Horse books, because back in the day, Dark Horse, what's now known as Star Wars Legends, did all these great stories. Particularly, my favorite ones were the Clone Wars. And they also did a bunch of great storylines after Return of the Jedi, taking place with Luke and his wife, Mara Jade, and all them. But obviously, this takes place in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, right before, they rescue Han Solo with Jabba the Hutt. And this is Boba Fett essentially transporting the frozen carbonite of Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt. And that's what's going on. They gotta bridge all the gaps, right? So what's going on is he's on his way to Tatooine when all of a sudden the carbonite starts to melt. And he's talking to Bib Fortuna here, and he's like, "Oh, Jabba wants Han Solo alive, don't kill him." And you see he starts melting away there. And he's like, "Oh, I gotta go. Nothing's ever simple." So another thing too, it's colored by Laura Martin. That's pretty good. She's like an old school colorist from Marvel. This book's actually pretty high quality in terms of the artwork, not gonna lie. So he goes over here to this planet. They always have these weird ass names. Nar Shaddaa, the smuggler's moon. And he's talking to an old acquaintance of his, asking what he can do about this. We gotta stop the carbonite from melting. So, and then, he doesn't have any money. I don't know. How does Boba Fett not have any money? He's like the big swindler bounty hunter. He's got to have all the goods, but he doesn't have any money. So he's got to compete in the competition here at the Coliseum. And he meets this familiar face. Remember the singing scene from Return of the Jedi? Well, there she is, whatever her name was. And so he joins the Coliseum, and he gets these flashbacks from when he was a kid, because he actually uses the name Django when he competes here. And of course, he just obliterates all his opponents there. Like I said, great artwork. It's always cool seeing the interesting looking aliens from Star Wars, all the different designs, and the big bad is this Spider Woman here, who's like a bounty hunter herself with a spider on her back, and Boba kicks her ass, and that's really that. And then what happens is all these other bounty hunters, I guess in the storyline going on in the main bounty hunter series, you have Boba Fett, you have Bossk. And then you have Valance. And Valance was a very popular character from Star Wars Legends as well. And they brought him back. But I read the first few issues of that. That series sucks. They ruined that character. And, then Bib Fortuna calls and he's all pissed off. He says, Boba Fett, you have not delivered Han Solo. The great and powerful Jabba grows impatient for his prize. You should know better than to disappoint the exalted and wise Jabba. And I'm not going to disappoint you. I'm on the way. Tell Jabba it's going to be a minute. Yeah, dude, it's going to be 6 months. And so begins War of the Bounty Hunters. And probably that Jabba the Hutt is definitely a trace, but it looks good. And good colors and everything. And Boba Fett and his armor, the detail on that looks good as well. So, like I said, and they also give a nice dedication to Jeremy Bulloch, who played Boba Fett in Empire Strikes Back and in Return of the Jedi, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a lot, man. I mean, you're getting May, you're getting all these books. Like I said, I was reading Darth Vader, which I thought was pretty good, and he was, the last few issues, he was on Mustafar fighting, and, Emperor Palpatine sort of took off all his metallic legs and arms, and he had to put himself back together using battle droids, and that was pretty cool. And the artwork in that is nice too, but I don't know, I can't read all this shit, so I just decided to check this one issue out just because it had Steve McNiven's artwork, and just to see what's going on. But I'm not going to read and review any of these. Maybe I'll look at scans online, because in this day and age, that's easy enough. But no way, not reading any of these. I was reading Star Wars for quite some time, but Luke's not even in it. It's all about Princess Leia. It's terrible. It's like woman power, and she's fighting this the one Imperial commander is a woman as well, and she was like the protege of Grand Moff Tarkin, and it's just cringe, man. It's so cringe. I'm trying to get the Star Wars Epic Collections come out pretty regularly, and there's one that came out that had the Dark Empire stories, but it sold out in minutes, and they don't print enough copies, so I'm trying to get that, and maybe do a review on that in the channel. But yeah, the Dark Horse Star Wars books are where it's at, and from what I understand, this has already been done with that. So yeah, if you wanna stick around for 6 months and check this out, by all means. But this is as far as I'm going with that. Covers look great, but I don't know. It's all right. This one-off issue was good enough, and that's all I need. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know your thought in the comments down below, and stay tuned for more comic book reviews coming soon. Have a great day, everybody.